If you want to go out here and find the best motivated sellers for wholesaling real estate with the power of PropStream, this is your video. If you want to know exactly my secret hacks and tools, and probably most importantly, especially right now, is my filters, you're in the right place. What I'm going to do today is really break down PropStream and how you can use the best filters possible to get the best data within PropStream. Now, I've talked about PropStream for a while, and it's probably one of my favorite softwares out here for getting real estate wholesaling, real estate investing, or any type of data for wholesaling houses, flipping, whatever you want to do, right? But I truly believe, and this is the thing that sucks for most of the time, is you guys don't know how to filter out the right data. Most of you guys will go and pull a list on PropStream, you hear from a guru, and you're like, oh, it don't work. I hear a lot of people, talk about, oh, direct mail doesn't work. And the funniest thing is, yeah, direct mail doesn't work if you are using a bad postcard. But I think one of the most important parts about direct mail is you can have the perfect postcard, but if your list sucks, like if you're not using the right filters, you're screwed. And so what I want to do is really open your eyes on exactly why you shouldn't be using 90% of the data on PropStream. It's a controversial statement to say, but it is true. 90% of the data you find on PropStream, just trash, bad, don't use it. What you need to do is filter it down to a certain filtering where these are going to be the best chance of a wholesaling real estate deal. And if you slowly but surely can learn how to do it just like this, you're going to find some insane wholesaling real estate results. And so what I want to do right now is really share exactly how to do this within PropStream. These filters, if you're watching this and you're using Deal Machine, if you're using Batch, these filters should pretty much translate, I will say. But for everyone specifically using PropStream right now, this is exactly what you got to be doing. So let's talk about this. Let's break this all down, and let's share exactly how we can start doing it right now, absolutely for free. So FYI, everyone out here, if you want to know why I say this link, I think a lot of people get confused. I do have a link. It's called listrei.com. I'll put it right there. It's right there, listrei.com. It's the actual link to get PropStream 7 days for free. But let's kind of talk about exactly what are my filters, what's my opinions on PropStream, really real estate data in general, and really talking about this, and really talking about the things nobody else in wholesaling real estate ever talks about. So let's break this down from the beginning. So first and foremost, there's levels of motivation in the wholesaling real estate game. There's levels of motivation when it comes to pulling software data, especially using PropStream, listrei.com. And to understand the levels of motivation is going to be completely skewed in a way where, yeah, you might see someone talk about a list, but you don't understand exactly what it takes to get a deal from that list. And so let's kind of talk about from the least motivated all the way up to the most motivated type of list for wholesaling real estate. Now, number one, let's talk about the least motivated type of leads, right? These are going to be leads where, yeah, they're good for wholesaling, but when I tear them out, if I get one of those leads, they're the least likely to be a wholesaling real estate deal. And you're going to find that the harder it is to get the list, I've talked about this forever, and usually the more niched out the list is, the easier it is to get a deal from that list, right? And so let's kind of go from the top here. So number, 1 out of 3, I guess, from the bottom is your least motivated leads. The ones that you're going to have to do a lot of cold calling, a lot of texting, a lot of follow-up, and just a ton of marketing to get these type of deals. These are going to be high equity leads. These are going to be Zillow for sale by owners. These are going to be your expired listings, your pre-foreclosures. Yes, you can get wholesaling real estate deals from these type of leads. That is 100% true. That is a fact. But what I will tell you is you are going to have to sift through a stupid amount of leads and data to get a deal from these. Now, I am talking crap about high equity. Even though high equity is my number one list to get wholesaling deals, I'm going to explain a little further exactly how I don't really do high equity anymore. I kind of do a hybrid approach of high equity that actually gets wholesaling real estate deals, and we'll explain that. But if you just do a 60% equity list in San Antonio, You're done. Like, unless you're dropping 7, 8 grand a month, you have no shot doing this. And I think this is the biggest problem I see a lot of wholesalers have is, yeah, you can make money with these lists, but you're going to have to sift through a lot. Same thing for foreclosures. Like, it's a great list for drawing for dollars, reverse drawing for dollars, right? But, you know, if you have to actually go out here and text all those leads, you're better off doing a better motivated list. And so the next type of more motivated, you still have to do a lot of marketing for these, but you can still make a ton of money. This is going to be the vacants, tired landlords, tax liens, tax delinquencies. Now, we're using listerari.com, we're using PropStream here, right? So there's a push and a pull here. I will let everyone know this. Because we're only using PropStream, like a data provider in this platform for this video, anyone and their mom can go to listerari.com, get a 7-day free trial and use it, right? You can use ZachData.com, you can use DMZach.com, you can use whatever data, right? So inherently, these leads are going to be less motivated than something of a drawing for dollars, or you have to earn it, right? Because it's not secret, right? Anyone can get this. Now, there are some secrets on the filtering, how to do that, and that's great and good. But one thing I will tell you is vacants, tired landlords, tax liens, tax delinquencies are not going to be as good as some of the top tier lists. Now, let's use one specific example here, right? Let's talk about tired landlords. Tired landlords, you pull the list on PropStream, it's great, right? Now, tired landlords is really going to be a list of someone that's owned a rental property for a while. Maybe the person's older, there's a good amount of equity in the deal. They're not exactly a tired landlord per se. They're most likely a landlord that's owned a rental property for a while, and they theoretically should be tired of doing that. Now, if I want to get a top tier list, right? So, spoiler alert, one of the top tier lists are going to be evictions. Now, the reason why evictions is such a top tier amazing list for wholesaling real estate is, first of all, you just can't go to PropStream pull evictions list. No software has this. They should. I've been pushing them to do it for a while now, but it's a top tier list right now. And what you got to do is go to the government, get the list. And these are people that are evicting tenants out of properties. They are literally paying lawyers a ton of money to evict a tenant. They are the most motivated type of person. Now, that's just the difference between the two, right? Tax liens, love them. I love tax delinquencies too. But they're just not as motivated, right? Vacants, I used to put them on top tier, but like everyone and their mom is just pulling it now. So it's like, it's getting out of that level, right? Now, we go back in here to the most motivated. These are going to be smaller lists, but they are ones I highly recommend. And we can actually use some of these in PropStream. So that's the point. That's what I'm talking to you today about, is we can actually use PropStream, kind of hack PropStream and get the best results possible. Now, the most motivated ones with the smaller lists, again, are going to be number one, government lists, guys. I cannot stress this enough. I've talked about government lists forever. These gurus drive me nuts every single time. But government lists are the way. This is the best way to do it. No, you don't need to use PropStream for this, obviously, and this isn't a hack for it. But even if you have PropStream, you got to do some government lists here. Probates are great. PropStream's had the pre-probates for a while. I like the list. I don't think it's going to be a top tier one. I think it's not bad. It's not one to avoid, but I'd rather just pull the probates for now. And then the next part here we're talking about are going to be these stacked lists. These are going to be multiple motivating factors. And so if we go back here, we look at pre-foreclosures. Why don't we do this, right? Why don't we find, for example, a vacant that's also a pre-foreclosure? Think about that for a second. If it's a vacant property and it's also a pre-foreclosure, that is a stacked list. These are lists that are stacked on top of each other. So a vacant property that is also behind on the mortgage payments, that's a stacked list. And so we added two okay things and made it better, right? It's just like peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, you have a jelly sandwich, okay. Have a peanut butter sandwich, okay. But you add them together, it's amazing, right? And that's kind of the point here we're talking about, right? It's literally like having dry cereal or just having a glass of milk, but pouring it together, ooh, top tier, right? So stacking your lists, really important here for wholesaling real estate, especially using PropStream. This is going to be really important for you. So I'll tell you guys, it drives me crazy. So like one thing I would tell you here, all right, I get comments like this all the time, and this is the funniest one. It's like the info on PropStream is not really accurate anymore. Insert whatever software you want. I always get this is not very accurate anymore. I would love to see data from you because I use data myself. I use data from all these people here watching. PropStream is still to this day the best data if you're going to look at pulling a direct mail list. Now, ZachData.com is pretty much the same. So I'll put them tiers together, but like, is it you? Is it the skip tracing? Like, you got to look at the data. I get this all the time, but no, PropStream is amazing. Now, can I do the same thing with Deal Machine? Of course you can. Deal Machine's got great data too. But I'll tell you, you can do both of these. And so the most motivated type of small list is going to be your government list, your probates, and your stack lists. Now, I'm going to tell you a very important thing when using software. Every single $50,000 wholesaling real estate deal you're going to do, okay? Like I swear to you, every single one, not just one, not just two, not just three, but every single $50,000 deal, if it's wholesaling, no creative finance, anything like that, they are all going to be on the high equity list. Now, think about that for a second. Let that simmer in your mind. But just think about, just really have a thought about this for a second. And we're going to get into PropStream. We're going to pull lists and everything like that right now. But why is this? Because to get a lot of money in wholesaling real estate, you have to have equity. Like, seriously. And what I mean by this is, if somebody has a house and it's worth $300,000 and they owe 270 grand, the least that person is going to take is 270 grand, and they're going to net zero. There's no way I can make 50 grand on that deal. And so if I divide 30 by 300, that's 10% equity. It ain't a deal, right? Now, if you pull a 50% equity list, consider that high equity, you will find that pretty much every single deal on there, there is a possible way to make 50 grand. But a low equity list, you can't make the big money. And so what I'm trying to explain to you guys is high equity should be a filter for every single list you pull. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by this. I know I sound crazy, but a lot of people don't put equity in their deals, and every single deal that's going to be big and nice going to have high equity in it. So this is really important. So let's talk about this and let's get it going. But really, let's kind of talk about pulling a high equity list. If you go to like East Pennsylvania, Philadelphia region, right, you're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to go pull a high equity, all the high equities in the area, and cold call 40,000 leads yourself in a month, which is very expensive to do? Or are you going to pay $4,000 a month for VAs to do that? Or are you going to spend what, 20, 18, 17 grand a month in direct mail? Like, for most people, that is unrealistic. And so if you're going to do every high equity in your market, it ain't going to work. And that's the guru issue, right? They'll tell you to play equity, but it's like, it's going to cost me 10 grand. It's fine. Got to spend money every morning. Rah, rah. It drives me crazy. But like, so you have this issue. It's like, yeah, high equity I know is the best, but I can't go spend all this money doing it, or it's going to take me too mumuch time. How do I get the best of both worlds? Well, let me explain exactly inside of PropStream how to do this the right way. That really me and Rick have been doing forever. Ever since PropStream's been a thing. We used to use, before PropStream, we used to use ListSource about, I'll probably say six years ago-ish. And we kind of transferred over about five-ish, 4 years ago. And the reason was, I was like, I want to try this out. Everyone's been talking about it. I started getting good results from it. So let's get into PropStream here and show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So let's go here, guys. Let me know in the comments. All right, where are we going here? All right. So guys, let me know in the comments, like straight up right now, what market are you in? And I'll go pull a high equity list and show you exactly the problem we have and how to reverse this issue. So we got a lot of counties here. There's a lot of things inside of PropStream you're going to be really confused about. But we basically got all the data in the United States for getting property data. So let's see here. We got Derek in Houston. Let's do Houston, Texas here, okay? So if I go out here and I search Houston, Texas. Come on, where are you? There we go. Houston, Texas. And let's say I do it the way my guru taught me to do it, right? My guru taught me to go out here and do a regular high equity list and go from there. So let's do this. All right, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to filter. I'm just gonna click high equity, and boom, we have 744,000 high equities in Harris County. Should I do that? Is that what we should be doing, right? That's like, I know every big deal is going to have this on here, but like, what do I do? Yeah, it's a mess, right? And so that is the main issue we have here, right? If we did, for example, let's see what other city we got. We got, okay, Ohio's a little crazy. Let's do kind of in general. Let's do, it's a good one. Let's do, what's a good one? Let's do Oklahoma City. All right, Oklahoma City is not crazy big, but still, if I just did a high equity filter on Oklahoma City, let's pop it up here, see what we get. You're gonna get a lot. Like, you're gonna get a stupid amount. All right, let's see here. Let's refresh. Oklahoma City. I go here. I filter it out. I go to high equity. Boom, boom, boom. And it's 172,000. Like, that's the problem. It's like, are you going to cold call 172,000 leads? It drives me crazy. No, duh. No, of course you're not going to do that, right? I mean, unless you got the cash for it, you know, it's stupid, right? So what we're going to do instead is this secret filtering, all right? And the secret filtering is what I got on the bottom here, right? It's stacked high equity with an X factor in a hot zip code where your buyer wants to buy. Let me make this very, very clear for everybody watching this, okay? You need to be finding where your cash buyers want to be buying. Don't be guessing it. Don't be, I think they want, no. You have to find it. This is really important. And so, yes, we can get high equities. We want to find a certain X factor with that, right? Is this going to be a good market? Is this going to be a good area? Do they have a certain extra filter on top of this? And then, boom, on top of that, we find zip codes that work really well. Finding the best lists, right? So if I want to go out here and let's do, let's just go out here. Let's see. All right, let me pop this up here. All right, so let's use this for example right here. All right, good. All right, let's share it right here what I mean by this. And so let's say, for example, that we want to filter this out. So what I'm going to do is take out of here, go back into Oklahoma City. Let's remove my filter out of here. And what I want, actually, no, add the high equity on back. Okay, perfect. And then what I'm going to do here is just copy some zip codes. So what I'm going to do here is just do the, what zip code is this? 73013. All right. So like, let's just say I want to do that, for example. That filters it down to 15,000. And so that's just a zip code I've done wholesaling deals in, right? So like, I just not even going crazy with it, right? But boom, easy as that. And so I see a lot of wholesalers get so super confused of exactly how to filter it down. Now we got to put an X factor on here. What's the X factor? The X factor is the best filters possible. So let's kind of break down exactly the best filters possible right now in wholesaling real estate so we can actually get some good deals. So what are the best filters? This is really important. So I don't care if you're pulling a tax lien list. I don't care if you're pulling a tax delinquency list. I don't care if you're pulling the stupid MLS list, even though you really shouldn't be doing that. whatever type of list possible, and I want to make this extremely clear, whatever type of list possible you pull inside PropStream, any software, they have to go through these certain filters. Now, I see a lot of people say, oh, do this type and then this type, and then you go, ah! It's way too crazy to me. And personally, I'm not a fan of it. So what I'm going to tell you is every single good deal in wholesaling real estate, especially when you're pulling a software type thing, are going to have these filters. And these are always filters I look. So copy it below, whatever you want. Let me put in the comment section for everyone too. So we see that. Let me put in the comment section for everyone. But these are the super important filters, okay? Filter number 1, 3 to 5 years. We want to make sure that the property owner has owned the property for at least 3 to 5 years. The reason behind this is you're less motivated to sell the property if you've owned it for 1 to 2 years, and you're less likely to give it out for a discount. Just being honest. Statistically, when I look at all the wholesaling deals I've done, over 2,000, most deals are in this criteria. Now, I've done MLS deals, obviously. I've done some of these that do not fit the criteria, but it is very important. So 3 to 5 years, property's been owned for. I would say on top of this too, you want to hit at least 55% equity. Think about that for a second. Not 50, not 40, not 45, 55% equity. And this is pulling a list, right? These aren't government lists or anything like that, right? I would say roughly about 55% equity. And then make sure that the homeowner owns less than 3 houses. You do not want somebody who's owning 4 or 5 houses. These are the corporate people. You're wasting your money and time with those type of sellers. Now, I've done really good wholesaling deals with sellers that own 7, 8, 9, 10 houses, but they're very advanced and they require a lot of proof of funds. There's a lot of meeting, and then they don't really give the best deals out. So I would avoid them owning more than 3. Now, if you're more advanced, maybe do 5 or 7. Now, the flip side for finding cash buyers, you can do it the other way around, but really less than 3, you're good to go. And then from there, individual or trust homes are good to go. So I see a lot of people tell me online that, Zach, you don't want to go after properties with trusts. And what I can tell you is no, you are lying to yourself. There are a lot of really good wholesaling real estate deals out here that are owned under trusts, because there's a lot. I mean, I'm in Florida, so we got a lot of old people. A lot of old people put their homes in trusts for the future. Just being honest, that's what they do. And so it's not a bad thing if your property is put underneath a trust. It's not a terrible thing to happen. Now, a lot of people think trust is like trust fund babies, and no, like older people do it all the time. So it's really not that big of a deal, and I wouldn't be too worried about that if the property is owned underneath the trust. So you should be fine here. So individual or trust owned, you're good to go. Now, the last filter here, and probably one of the most important ones here, is you want to make sure that the value of the property is a little more or less of the median home price. I know that's confusing to say, so let me share with you a screen share here just so you understand this. Let's pop it up. Median home price, Oklahoma City. Oh, where are you? Okay, there we go. So if you look here, Oklahoma City, the average median home price in Oklahoma City is $198,000. So when I go find a list in Oklahoma City right here, what I'm going to want to do is make sure that the property, like all the properties in my list, are going to be, let's do 230, 240 or below. That's it. Now, my only exception to this rule is, let's say you do a bunch of deals at 270, 280, 300K in Oklahoma City, then sure, supersede that, right? Precedent that you've had on deals before should supersede what I say sometimes, not all the time, but you just kind of understand that. But like, if you look at my deals in like where I'm at in Florida, I rarely do deals that the price is over $500,000. Just the higher the price doesn't work. And so median home price differs. Just do median home price space city wherever you live, and should give you that data pretty easily. But I wouldn't be too surprised there. And so inside of PropStream that we're using here, you got to follow these filters. And so let's repeat these filters one last time. we don't screw this up, we don't get this confused. What are the filters? Again, we will make sure that they own the property for at least 3 to 5 years. I would say 5 years if you need to filter out more, then 3 years you filter out less. And then just make sure, I'll show you inside of PropStream how to do it. We're going to try to get at least 55% equity, push it up to 60 if we have to. No MLS, no on market. It's not who I am. That's not what I'm telling you to do. Make sure that they own more than 3 properties, individual trusts, value less than a little more than median home price. Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much saying that, but that's what it is. Now, on top of this too, we want to avoid MLS properties. We want to avoid low equity deals. We want to, so low equity is, equity is a percentage of the value of the home versus how much is owed. So low equity, in my opinion, is going to be that deal that is worth 300 and they owe 270. That's about 10% equity, right? Now, if they owed 100, that's going to be 2/3, right? So 2 divided by 3, 67% equity. That's high. And so you just can't get a good deal in low equity. Now, if you're doing subject to, you're going to try to create a financing terms, right? Seller finance, you're fine. That's good, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about wholesaling real estate right now, right? Avoid properties that have been recently bought. And most importantly, avoid general filters. What's a general filter again? Literally this. I love PropStream, but I'm telling you, their general filters, I just think they're too basic. Now, they're basic on purpose because, duh, but like you want to get it down. So what I mean by this is if I go to like a tax delinquency list, people click that and then they filter it out, right? You don't want to do 1,000. You want to filter that out because 200 of these leads you could probably just throw off instantly out of there. And so, yeah, go do that and you're good to go. Now, PropStream has some really cool tools that I used to talk about a little more. They don't make any sense for me anymore. I'm just being honest for you because just the market in wholesaling real estate has changed drastically from when I did YouTube, 4 years ago. So for example, here, let's get rid of the filtering here. A lot of people used to say we could do this, right? Oops, no. Right here. How do I make this? Can I collapse? I think I used to be able to collapse it. Right here. There we go. So this is the satellite view of Oklahoma City properties, right? So what you can do is you go to analytics here, and people used to say this, and I'll just tell you what it is. I'm not telling you what to do, but PropStream is available for this. Go here. You can go to estimated values. Now, price growth is interesting. When I look at rental values, it's pretty good. So let's say for the past 3 years, this hot map pops up and people are like, oh my gosh, it's always crazy. You got a regular map here, which helps too a lot. But really right here, it's going to show you. Let's get this. All right. All right, let's go here. All right, so we can see here on the analytics tab that red is going to be hotter growth, and then blue is going to be less growth. Now, this is like a metro area, so like if I go out here in the burbs, you can see that this area is really hot for price growth. You're going to come out here. This area is hot. This one's less hot for price growth. Let's see here, and a lot of people used to think, okay. Like you kind of see the statistics here, right? This is by the downtown area. Of course, it's going to have the biggest price growth. And then like right here, people are like, oh, this is where I got a wholesale. What I found is a correlation. It doesn't mean causation for a lot of things. I can go to rental values. What's the rent prices? You'll see that rent prices are more expensive in those areas. This is the most expensive area for rent. So it's probably the most like bougie part of the area. And this is good for general, just looking at like property values. So I know exactly where the most expensive parts in the city are and where they're not. You see right here, boom, 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 boom. Easy. These are the cheaper areas. Now, a lot of people used to think, okay, cheap areas, I can go buyers, expensive areas, buyers. It's not a good correlation. It's really not. Now, price per square foot, you're going to be, I mean, Oklahoma City is just generally low right there. So not really big red areas. So we really can't get some data from there. But that's how you used to do it with the data that they use. Now, I'm gonna tell you that's not the best way to do it anymore. The best way now to figure out exactly where your cash buyers want to buy and the best areas cash buyers buy are asking them. Lordy, I don't understand this. I cannot stress this enough. But stop guessing where your cash buyers want to buy. Stop doing it. I cannot stress this enough. Stop trying to go out here and guess where your cash buyers want to be buying real estate deals at. You got to ask them. And, let's give a shout out to our the wives and girlfriends out here watching this. What I could tell you is, if you're a husband or a boyfriend, you probably understand what I mean. Or if you have a sister, like me, and you say, hey, you know what? Let me take you out to dinner. Let's go grab a bite to eat. And they're like, or if you have a mom, shout out to my mom. Oh, yeah, I'd love to go. Okay. And I say, where do you want to eat? They're like, I don't know. It's like guessing. Have you ever tried to guess your girlfriend, your mom, your sister, where they want to eat for the day? You ain't gonna get it right. I promise you that. Okay. How do you think? You ask them. Now, most of them are gonna say, oh, I don't know. You pick. And then you say, okay, let's eat pizza. And they're like, not pizza. I'm like, okay. What about tacos? No, not taco. I'm like, sushi? Yeah, let's do sushi. That's what they want. Now, sidebar there, that's just how you figure out in general. It's Zach's life tip for the day, obviously. But whatever you ask them for the day, it changes. And then tomorrow's tacos, right? And I'm not saying this to be mean or like, I'm just being honest. Like that's how it works. And I'm not saying that generally for everyone, but for that's my experience in life. I think a lot of people can relate to that. But what I mean by this is like, it's like asking your cash buyers where they want to buy. You can't go guess in your mind where they want to buy. You just got to ask them. And sometimes you got to play a little game with it. I don't know where I'll just buy anything in general. So I have buyers actually ask me that, right? I'll buy anywhere in Oklahoma City. It's like, really? And so what I used to do in like some areas, I'm like, okay, will you buy in the ghetto? And they're like, what do you mean get? I'm like, this street. And they're like, well, there was 6 life-ending situation. I can't say the word on YouTube, right? You kind of get what I'm saying, right? Little Michael Myers action going on in the area. They're like, no, I would never buy there. I'm like, so you don't buy anywhere in the city? And they're like, no, I don't. I actually buy in this area, this area, this area. And another question you can ask your cash buyers is like, okay, where on this map do you buy? And I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, can you tell me the zip codes of the rental properties you currently own? And they're like, yeah, of course. And boom, boom, boom. So let me show you exactly, like really quick before I get into finding lists, because to find lists, first and foremost, you're going to have to figure out exactly where your buyers want to buy. And so one really cool hack here is let's clear all the filters. Let's go to Oklahoma City and let's go filter and find cash buyers. And so let me go to cash buyers. Let's do here, cash buyers. And this is just really just for show, honestly. I'm gonna go here to ownership information and just find people that own more than 10 rental properties. Okay, and then we got all these people coming up. So 1, 2, let's do this one. Let's pull this up right here. So why is this? There we go. So VM Master LLC, right? So I don't know. There might be a hedge fund. Who knows? What I'm going to do is just go to linked properties and pretty much any have. And so they have about $648 million in real estate. That's just a little too much. So let's filter this back out. Let's do it. They own at least 3 rentals, but they don't own more than 15, right? I don't want the hedge funds that own $30 million, maybe 300 million, right? It's just, they're a little too big. So like you want mom and pop ones. So like kind of like me, like I don't own $300 million in real estate. I want to. Someday I do. I'll be honest with you. Someday I want them. But remember, I don't have debt on my property. So I don't have $300 million in equity in my rentals. Now, it might shock you. No. Maybe I got a good timeline to hit that number. And I really do want to hit that 300 million net worth number. That'd be great. But currently, I don't have it right now. So, but mine is I have millions and millions and millions of dollars equity in rental property. So you can find someone like me there. And so let's use this person, right? It's pretty cool. JNL Home Solutions. Now, I don't know who that is. They're probably an Oklahoma rental person, right? Looks like they bought, look at this. This person bought this house for cash. Interesting. And they put it on the, so this person bought it for, it looks like he bought it for 38 and he listed it for 145. So this might be a wholesaler, who knows? But I go here to linked properties, and this person owns 4 properties in Oklahoma. He owns in the 73015, 73169. So these are all different zip codes, but this guy owns like 350, 400 grand in equity. It's not bad at all. So I don't get too much data from this one. Let's go to this guy. This guy owns 10 rentals. Okay. Now this is cool too, because you could see a lot of these rentals are in the 73118 area code. See, I just see them all over the board for this guy, but 73430 is another one. He has some rentals on, right? He has $3.3 million in equity. So a cash buyer like this, I can put him inside of listoria.com here. Any other all these softwares do this now too. And you can not just guess, but get some data on where they own their rentals and be like, okay, this is areas where I can reach out to this cash buyer. That's why I say it's not. So if I have a deal in Oklahoma City, this guy owns 10 rentals, and I can go to the ownership. He owned this one for 20 years. He's owned this for 8 months, 9 months. He's actively buying properties. This is a guy. I go here to property details, Oaken Properties. Boom, reach out to him. Simple. Boom, easy. So that's a cash buyer I can reach out to. This is why real estate wholesaling cash buyer wise is the easiest it's ever been. By far, the easiest it's ever been. Simple, stupid, easy, simple. Do it. So let's go pull some lists here and show you exactly how we do it. So let's use my old filtering lists. Let's pop it up here. So let's just do a general let's say Zach Ginn's doing a big direct mail campaign here. All right. Let's use Zach Ginn budgets. Let's don't use Guru budgets. All right. So what I'm gonna do here is go to Oklahoma City. Now, personally, I'd probably take out 4 or 5 zip codes out of this in Oklahoma City that I just know aren't going to be good for wholesaling, but let's just do a general one. Okay. Let's do this. Filter. We're going to go owner occupied, right? You can do all this stuff, right? So what I'm going to do is property characteristics. Now, this isn't a general rule, so you can do whatever you want. Now, if I'm just virtually wholesaling here, I'm going to do single family, multifamily, and I'm going to avoid condo and townhomes right now. Next here, MLS. Make sure the property is not on the MLS. Then we're going to go here. No. Okay. Ownership. We won't. Let's see if they want to own it for at minimum 5 years. Owner type, individual, and then trust. Make sure that they own at max. Let's do 4 properties. And then other info I don't really care about. It doesn't really matter about that. Estimated value, nothing above 230,000 people. Sorry, $230,000. And let's do equity. Let's do at least 55%. And see if I'm missing something here. So you can include unknown equity or not. It used to be a hot list. I don't really see that too much now. And then boom, that 100,000 plus, right? It was like 177,000 gets whittled down into what? 29,000. It's not bad. If I'm doing a big cold calling like attack, what I would personally do here, like if I want to maximize my dollar, what I'm going to do is probably hire 4 VAs and maybe 3 or 4 VAs. I'm going to use Zach Dialer, which is batchdialer.com, right? And I'm going to pull this information. I'm most likely going to skip trace it inside of dmzac.com because it's unlimited for $100. It's really good data. And then from there, we're going to have the VAs just cold call. And for 29,000 leads, let's kind of do the math here. Let's say they can do 90. So 90 an hour. Let's do 6 hours a day, 4 VAs, 216 a day. That should be good. It should be hit that in the month, hopefully. Triple line dialer. That should be good. I got the skip tracing paid for. if I have 7, right, let's do 6 hours of cold calling time times 4, 24 hours a day, 25 cold calling hours, 600. I pay them $7 an hour. This whole list should be $4,500 in and out, $4,500, and I can do the entire thing. And that's going to be the most like money and time efficient way to do really, really well with that like big fat list. I can also spend probably 15, 18, 20 grand on direct mail. But that, I mean, that's going to be that's pretty good. I'm not going to lie, 15 grand in direct mail is not going to be terrible either. I use ROS postcards, which are from mailingmastery.com, which is my free direct mail course. That was for the big boys. But I'll tell you is going out here and doing something like that, 29,000. Oh, you don't even see it here. My bad. Right here, 29,247 is the list here. So not terrible, not bad at all. That's what I would do. Now, you're probably like, Zach, you are literally on crack right now. I'm not spending $4,500. I get it. So let's filter this down a little more. Now we got to add that X factor, right? We got to add that X factor. So let's just do vacants, right? If I'm virtually wholesaling, I think vacants are going to be a really good one too. So all I have to do is click this little vacant tab, and it's going to bring me 694 properties. Boom. See, sorry guys. How do I change myself on here? Right there. All right, easy. Hopefully it's a little smaller. Hopefully you guys can still read it. But right here is going to be 694. So if I'm cold calling individually by myself, good to go. Now, if I have a dialer, I need a little more. Okay, I need a little more leads. So let's get rid of this and let's add, what can we add here? Vacants are good. I'm going to add some liens on here. So add 296 to the 694 plus 296. Okay, let's add some extra ones here. Let's go to tax delinquencies. I like that. 5,000. Geez Louise, that's a large number. It's a little too big right now. We got to filter that one down. Let's do tired landlords too. It's about 3,000. That's a good amount right there. So honestly, I would add the 3,000 and then the tax delinquency. That's about 4,000. Let's just keep it at 4,000. That's a lot for one person to cold call in a month. If they're not using a dialer, if they're using a dialer, we could probably make that work pretty well. Let's just do the tired. I like tired landlords right now too. Now, if you have tired landlords, let's add vacant. These are they're not going to be vacant. Yeah. All right. 3,273. Let's say we want to get this a little smaller. What can we do here? What I'm going to do is do single family, ownership information. They only own 2 properties at the most. So this is a guy that only has 1 rental. Okay, only 1 rent. Let's do 3. Let's pop the equity up to 60. That does literally nothing to me. And let's add ownership to 7 years. That literally did nothing. Okay. And they own it individually. I don't want to do corporate right now on this. And just keep it to residential. It didn't really change anything. So if I have to fill this under 2,000, I'm just going to do 60% is the best we're going to get. Let's just do 200. Jeez. Okay. Let's do, how do I filter this down to under 2,000? We're going to have to add the, I'll probably put out of state. That's 200. That's way too small. But that's a good one. These are tired landlords that live out of state. It's another great list. It's a W list right there. Drives me crazy. Oh, love it. Let's see here. And that's just a general smaller list. It ain't terrible, but like that's how you get the really good data here on PropStream. It's not as bad as you guys make it seem to pull lists like this. Now, where's some other good lists I tell you? I love the zombie properties list too. And so let's kind of clear all of our data here. Let's go to, let's go here to Houston, Texas. Let's go to zombie properties. So you might ask, what's a zombie properties list? A zombie's property list is basically a vacant pre-foreclosure. And what I mean by this is it's a pre-foreclosure where the person decide, hey, you know what? I have no equity in this deal. I'm just walking away. And the pre-foreclosure just left. And it's kind of a marketing term, but it's a zombie property. I'd be very, very hesitant to call it that. But like, honestly, they're vacant pre-foreclosures. Like, they're the most motivated you can get. There's only 16 in Houston. It's a hard list to pull. But Oklahoma City has 36. It's not really a big one. So just be careful with that. But honestly, PropStream works, guys. It's one of the best lists to be. It's one of the best softwares to be using. It's one of the best ways to find wholesaling real estate deals. You just don't want to go into here and click tax delinquency and just pop it up, right? You want to use those filters that I have, and they'll actually lead you to finding these wholesaling real estate deals and actually doing the best way possible for success. So if you want to try out PropStream, 7-day free trial, go to listrei.com and go there, try it out for 7 days. It's still, if I'm pulling a direct mail list, a big fat list, I would use PropStream. Now, what I think a lot of people should be doing too on top of this, and I'm not here promoting thing, I'm just, what's your best bang for your buck? PropStream has 12-cent skip tracing. Now, if I have a list of 30,000, that's going to be 30,000 is going to be roughly 12 cents of $3,600. For $99, if I go to dmzach.com, this is going to be dmzach.com, you can actually get free unlimited skip tracing. So dmzach.com, that's free unlimited skip tracing. Now, what I can tell you is, if you're serious, like if you're starting to scale a little more, and then let's see. There's ZachData.com. So what I'll tell you is the best combo for like, let's go here. So every girl's going to try to change. So I would say if you pull lists from ZachData.com or listrei.com, and then you use dmzach.com for the skip tracing, it's the best combo, like bang for your buck for your money. Now, if you want to get the best skip tracing possible, ZachData.com by far best skip tracing you can possibly get. I think they're offering free skip traces too when you're with them too, so that's great too. But honestly, like, it's hard for me to justify with listrei.com to spend $3,600 in skip tracing. Now the data, amazing, but $3,600 of skip tracing versus $100 on dmzach.com, I don't see it. Now the question arises, Zach, should I just use dmzach.com? I'm going to say no. Now I'm not hating. I love dmzach.com. Trust me, I do. But what I'm just telling you here, and I think everyone should understand this, is I believe still to this day, and I have the data to prove it, listrei.com and ZachData.com, they're just pulling list-wise. I have just found an edge with them over dmzach.com. Now, is dmzach.com getting way? They had dmzach.com used to be poop pulling their data. I'm just being honest. Like, if you look 3 years ago, it just wasn't as good. And they did a big revamp. I kind of sat those owners down. I'm like, okay, you need to fix this. And I had them do a lot of big pushes and a lot of changing, and it did help them out a lot. And their data is pretty good. Now, what I'm telling you is best bang for your buck, dmzach.com with the skip tracing. Still pull lists, the best drawing for dollars app. But using that in a combination with listrei.com or ZachData.com is going to be the best. You guys got to understand dmzach.com, all right? In dmzach.com right now, you can go out here and just use it only as a skip tracing platform. It's probably one of the best ones to be doing right now. And so if you do it, you'll get the success. But the problem is I see a lot of wholesalers actually go out here, and it drives me. They're like, oh, no, dmzach.com, I can't do it right now. You know, how can only use PropStream? You can only use this one. I hate real estate wholesaling gurus. They always do this. They're like, you can only use PropStream, you can only use batch, or you can only use deal machine. It's like, you got to get the best bang for your buck combination. So I'll be honest, if I'm pulling a cold calling list, I'm probably going to skew towards going to batch because I feel like their cold calling data with their skip tracing is the best. So if I get a list of probates, I'm uploading that to zachdata.com. I'm probably going to pull the vacants off a batch, skip trace it with them, and get the best bang for my buck. Like, because I'm going to get wholesaling deals there. The problem is when you start pulling 40, 50,000 leads, I would pull the lead in PropStream or batch and then skip trace in dmzac.com. I have personally found if I just pull the dmzac.com list and use that for direct mail or cold calling, it's just not as good as doing it the other way. So honestly, just use a combo. I'm not saying anything bad about anything. I think they're all amazing, and I think they all have their unique strengths. This is me like debating what's the GOAT food. Is it pizza? Is it a burger? Or is it steak? It's like they're both amazing. So you guys got to figure out exactly what you want to do. But today I did specifically for PropStream because I still truly believe in my heart PropStream is still probably one of the best data providers possible. And just the amount of R&D and research they put in their stuff is amazing. And second on that is batch. I'll tell you this. We're going to do another batch leads tutorial later. But their skip tracing data is just, it's incomparable to like the other ones. And then you got dmside.com, which I'll say is about 70, 80% of that, but you're not spending as much money. And so we're going to see the reason why I talk about all three of those places. And what I try to do is have them kind of compete for each other. And once they compete, they bring the price down. So for example, batch leads started, they made their skip tracing way cheaper. Like I think it was 20, 30% they took off the prices of the skip tracing, which is amazing. That saves me a lot of money because they see what Deal Machine's doing. When PropStream came out with the Drawing for Dollars app, dmzi.com upped their game, and they're competing, which helps us wholesalers make a lot of money. And so I tell you, whatever works, I tell you, that's how we get it. So let's go here and let's do some deals. Luis says, do you JV? I have a property at North Carolina. Oh yeah, sellmypaper.com. Also on top of this too, guys, we do have our live event coming in April 24th, 25th. So I'm pretty excited, guys. Keep sending me the JV deals. Let's get some deals out there so you guys can come over and hop on for free. All right, let's see. Max says, bro, the purchase and sale agreement and assignment that you give online, can we use it? Yeah. Why do you think I give it out for free? Duh, you can use it. Get out of here. So let's go to a question. Having high equity doesn't sound like a motivation. And that is actually completely true. Just because you have high equity doesn't mean you have motivation. But just because you're on a code violation list doesn't mean you have motivation. Just because you're on a tired landlord list doesn't mean you want to sell it, right? But statistically, you get a better chance than other lists. So you just got to get more of them to do deals, and that's why we filter out even more here. I've seen wholesalers around the country. What we got? We got Nevada in the house. We got New Mexico. We got Jersey. We got Jacksonville. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. So, Reginald, if you're not able to get access to the free course, you got to go to freewholesaling.com. So put an incognito tab and just go to freewholesaling.com. You probably have the wrong thing. Let me know, but you just go to freewholesaling.com. I've still to this day have no problem still logging in. So you're probably on an old link. Let's see here. Kayla says, love this channel. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate that. Can we have Rick do a live cold call stream? That was fun the last one we did. I think it blew everyone's minds when we did that. I think I need to get him back on a cold calling stream. Just the way he talks to sellers, I don't think a lot of people really understand how amazing he is at it. And the way he's skilled on it is so much different than mine. Our brains are so different when it comes to talking to sellers. Now, the ways that we look at deals is the exact same, but it's kind of funny. His approach, I know it doesn't seem like you like hear him talk all this, but like he is so good at talking to a seller, connecting with them, getting them to like them, and going from. Now, with me, you guys probably know, like, I'm more to the point, and I'm more like, I'm honest with you, and I'm raw, and I'm real, and sellers like that. And I got some of that rapport building, but like, I'm a lot better at getting the lowest price than him. But on the other flip side, he's better at building that rapport and getting good price. And so we're both in the same coin here. We both get really good wholesaling real estate deals. Obviously, with his experience, he's always the best at it. But like, you get that all the time, you know. Awesome, awesome. Send me JV. Let's make some money. Troy says, where's the best market to pull government list on the government website? I would say Virginia right now is probably the best state, preceded by South Carolina. Shaquan says, my uncle's landlord wants to sell his 4-unit apartment complex. Should I wholesale it? Do it. Let's see here. Should I reach out to buyers that haven't bought? Yeah, reach out to them and just see if they have the money, though. Oh, Lord. Kevlar says, love the content, bro. Got my first 4 deals because of you. Appreciate that. It means the world to me, man. Love seeing that stuff. Let me show you this too here. And I also want to give a shout out to everyone on here. Let me go through some wins I want to share real quick. I got some cool people on here. Let's see here. Where is it? Someone just got a fat deal I wanted to. Where is it here? Excuse me, I'm just trying to figure this out. Is this it? All right, I want to give a shout out here. I saw this before I left last week, and I want to share everyone here. So I want to give a shout out here. I don't leave out shout outs. I try not to, but let's talk about someone amazing. So Joseph Mayo here. Shout out to Joseph Mayo. He said, hey, everyone, my wife and I started wholesaling a while ago, and I figured out making my first post in this group. I'm trying to get a bit more comfortable by posting publicly. We closed our first deal in December. It was a drying for dollars lead we found, and that's all we do for the time being. We got it under contract for $34,000, closed it to an end buyer for $54,000. Holy moly. It was our first deal, and it felt great. I love to help anyone out in any way I can, although I have limited knowledge. I'm continuing to expand my network, and I love to talk about real estate. I wish everyone the best of luck. We're blessed, Rick and Zach, to create this group, and the time they put on their channels on YouTube. So thank you to everyone participating in the group. It helps me to know that others are succeeding in the wholesaling space. I blotted out what I thought should not be on the statement below. If I made a mistake, please correct me. So give a shout out here to Joseph. He made a fats. Where's this Simon fee on here? Simon fee to Joseph Mayo, $20,500. So I want to give a shout here to Joseph. I know he's a little quiet on social media. He's here to do some wholesaling deals, though. But so Joseph, shout out to you, man. Love to see that stuff. I'd love to see wins, and try my best to post more wins. I just get sent so many HUDs from people, but some ones that I think are really inspiring. Go out here and do it. Inspiring HUDs really push me, and I think it pushes a lot of people too. I know a lot of people watching this have done $30,000 like their first month, and they don't post it, or they DM me and say, Zach, don't tell anyone, but I just want to show you this. And it makes me feel good. I'm not numb to it. I'm never numb when somebody sends me even $1,000 deal that they did. It's like, oh, it's the best. And I love doing deals with people now too. But what I'll tell you is just post it publicly. Not for you to brag. You will get JV deals sent to you. But it doesn't make me look, I mean, it doesn't make me look better. It flexes on another broke wholesaling guru. But on top of this too, and I don't think a lot of people speak about this, but it motivates other people to go out here and try. Oh, you know what? If Joseph can do it, heck, why don't I try to do it, right? And that's a great way to get deals and just I don't think a lot of people really notice how big of a push it gives to people. It's like, you know what? He did it. Let me keep going. And he did this deal in Ohio, I think. Yep, Hamilton County. It works. And then where's he out here too? I didn't forget everyone on here. Let me pop up. We had Malcolm on here too with his partner Mark. $69,000. Think about that for a second. $69,000. That, ooh, lordy. That's a big amount of money. First American title. He's all good there. Holy moly, $69,000 wholesaling real estate. Now I got some more information from him. He's posted a bunch of checks before. So I think I have talked to Malcolm before. Let's see here. What he's got. He said, it all started with Mark and I studying Flip the Rick, pushing closer to closing our first deal. After the first closing, we have never missed a month of closings. Anything is possible with good enough focus. So Malcolm out here with another $7,500 check. Let's go here. It was another $7,200 and amazing. And let's see here. He's been commenting for a little bit here. No, never. See, that's another guy. He was quiet. He never said one word, and he just started. So he joined in December, and then after in December, he started just going to Flip the Rick and Realestate.com, and boom, doing good. And so just stuff like that really motivates me. Stuff like that gets me excited to keep teaching you guys and excited just to show up here and teach you guys how to do it the right way. Now, we got to get Malcolm on this podcast, or Malcolm, make a post and tell people exactly how you're finding these wholesaling deals. We got it now. It drives me crazy that, you know, we get some of this information there, but we don't know exactly how they did it. It's really, it's like, dude, come on, just show me, man. Show me how you got the deal. That's the most important part too. I just looking at case studies, but you know, 80 grand in deals right there. So let's see who else we got. I don't miss out my shout outs. We got a $40,000 assignment fee from Luigi. Woo! That's a good one too right there. Shout out to Luigi. Aaron says, let's knock out this trip. Oh, yeah. So Aaron sent me a JV deal. This is a nice trailer park. Don't want to talk about it too much in the South, in the southern U.S. And we got a couple of people to dispo this, but it's gonna be a nice fat deal, and it's gonna be good. I'm excited for this one. So we got a really big deal. Rick obviously is trying to get me the numbers and trying to look at it there, but love the underwriting, love seeing those, and really, it's kind of higher level stuff, but like you start getting to that point, you can start doing a lot better with it. So Jay, if you just sent the JV deal, it's not going to be instant. Okay, it's got to be underwritten, it's got to be looked at, and then reach out to you. Let's see what other checks we got here. 40 grand. Wait, he wholesales from a church? Oh Lord. So what did he do here? Close at the church. He's got his deal off-market deals. Interesting. Is this the guy he JV'd with? Millionaire Kelly. He's got Johnny Walker. Oh boy. Oh, it's a JV deal. Oh, shout out to Luigi there. What he's got? He bought a nice little not champagne, but you know, I can't say the other word on here. But he's got a nice little JV number 27. Wow. Shout out to Luigi there. Love seeing that. So like just FYI, like Luigi out here, do you show where it's at? No. But I think Luigi's in, let's see where he's at. Luigi is in Miami. So I don't know exactly where he's wholesaling at. Let's see if he tells it here. Nope, that's his only post. So What you want to start doing here is you want to go out here and find those people that are posting in the Facebook group. And then once they start posting in the Facebook group, just say, hey, what areas are you looking to JV with? And then you JV with them there. And I love my JVs. Go JV with me, man, right? But you can JV with other people. And there's a lot of wholesaling deals to be done, guys. And so it's another shout out there. So another comment here. These are always funny ones. You mentioned South Carolina and Virginia are good markets to pull lists for wholesaling. Isn't the process going to be effective with the new rules? Lord, okay. In Realestate.com, we have a whole rules section where I teach you and talk about the current laws and legislations in wholesaling real estate. And the reason you're making that comment is the reason why the states are so good. Because you don't want to go out here and actually watch, I hate to say, like a 30-minute presentation on all the laws for wholesaling real estate. I actually show you the law. Like I actually pop up the law for you to read because I don't think you're an idiot. I think you're actually a smart human being. You read it yourself. I tell you how it works. And then from there, you just, oh, wow, that's way overblown. And then you're good to go. The issue is you watch a guy or gal talk about it, you freak out, and then you just decide not to wholesale there. And when everyone leaves, that's when you run in. It drives me crazy. Like a lot of people think Oklahoma, it's illegal to wholesale there. It's like, oh, Lord. Drives me crazy people say that. Oh. What's another deal in here? I'm gonna give us another shout out here. David Bell, first deal. Shout out to David here. He made, woo! Do I know David's face? Let me see. Have I talked to him? I don't know if I talked to him. Yeah, we'll see. But first deal, oh Lord. Wow. $41,000 first deal. That is a fat first deal. Holy moly. Wow. $41,000 in New Jersey from Driving $4. Under contract the 9th, closed it on the 27th. We're able to help our clients sell their fire damage property that was undergoing pre-foreclosure. We held our client's hand throughout the whole process. We made an offer to our client, but not only paid off the mortgage, but the liens are off the property, solving focus versus problems. So this was the deal. So as you can see here, there's probably some fire damage on the side here. So, okay, a little bit of motivation. Not really too crazy, right? But, man, David went out here. $41,300. Bruh. Dude. Land Title Insurance Company. So it's real. These are real checks, real success stories. But $41,000 first deal. You can't beat that. What else we got here? Shot now. We got Brian. Love Brian. Reverse trying for dollars. Also, my first deal reverse trying for dollars. Not bad for throwing a sticky note on the abandoned property. So shout out to Brian here. We got a little. We got a little $3,800 action there. Oh, he got the address on there. We're gonna hide that. But shout out to Brian. So Brian's been on the podcast. He was posting on Craigslist for a while, and he heard about reverse trying for dollars, and he has 3,800 reasons why reverse trying for dollars is actually a good area. I'm telling you guys, you just scroll through that group. Every day, people are posting their first deals, all from freewholesaling.com below. Freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course. Think about that for a second. There's no other person on the internet that is getting the results for people than us, me and Rick, because we're the only free wholesaling course out there. And the reason why it works so well is because I've made millions and millions and millions of dollars wholesaling real estate. Just do what I did. Do it for your own market. I don't want your cash. You're good to go. Simple as that. I cannot stress this enough. I have all these people getting the success, and I don't want a dime from you. I just want you to change your family's life. And that's the point. And so go out here and do it. It's called freewholesaling.com. Right here. It's a free real estate wholesaling course. I don't know what else I can do. I mean, maybe I should do a reverse payment where I pay you $10 to go on the site. Everyone and their mom runs Facebook ads now to try to promote it. Like, why don't you do it at night? I don't know. Guys, go to freewholesaling.com. It's my free real estate wholesaling course. I'll teach you how to do it absolutely for free, step by step, how to do all the softwares, how to pull this for free, how to find buyers, how to vet buyers, how to do my MAO strategies, exactly how I figure out repair costs, my sheets. It's all in there. Just go there, live cold calls, live conversations, everything there. Just go there and check it out. Guys, if you got any value from this video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. Go to Realestate.com right there, and I'll see you.